Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers hold a prayer vigil in Tainan in the aftermath of the recent earthquake in Taiwan. Members of the Coast Guard in Keelung deliver meals and check on the health of solitary seniors in Sha Wan. A Tzu Chi volunteer in Malaysia continues to dedicate herself to Tzu Chi's missions despite old age and illness. On February 12th, a week after the massive earthquake hit Taiwan, a Dharma assembly was held on behalf of the deceased in Tainan. A day earlier, Tzu Chi volunteers in Tainan held a prayer vigil in the evening on February 11th. Despite adverse weather conditions, the participants still seized the occasion to pray for all those who have been affected by this disaster.
Having escaped from Weiguan building, which collapsed during the earthquakes, these earthquake victims have come to express their gratitude.
We could not have imagined this earthquake would occur right before Chinese New Year. I thought all buildings in Tainan collapsed.
The rescuers held our daughter and let us step on their hands, so our feet would not get pierced. He said, "It's all right, step on them." I am very grateful to them. They treat us like their family.
To ease the anxious hearts of the earthquake victims, Tzu Chi volunteers held a prayer vigil on February 11th. The deputy mayor of Tainan also seized this occasion to thank Tzu Chi volunteers, who have been giving supplies and support to the affected residents.
Among aid organizations, the Tzu Chi Foundation has helped us in all aspects. We are very grateful. I want to bow to everyone.
Despite the rain, all the participants feel warm in their hearts. Some rescue workers have also come to encourage everyone to stay strong during this time of disaster.
Our hearts go out to them. Everyone is like a family. Everyone did their best to help with the relief efforts, but we still have a lot of regrets.
While many families have been devastated by the earthquake, all the participants seized the occasion to pray for the deceased and the missing residents.
At Cheng Kung University Hospital in Tainan, injured survivors are still recovering after the recent earthquake. While some of them underwent amputations, others remain in care. Among the recovering quake survivors are two sisters who are waiting to hear news of their parents, who remain unaccounted for.
This is something we never expected to face, but he's going to make it after all. It will be a new start.
Family members expressed their gratitude for all the doctors and rescue workers who saved Hong Jia-yi. The 32-year-old was rescued in the early morning on the night of the quake. However, both of his legs had to be amputated. In the emergency room, he lost his pulse several times, but by providing extracorporeal membrane oxygenation to support breathing, doctors were able to keep him alive.
There are still a lot of follow-up procedures to be done to complete the debridement. Right now, we are just managing the damaged tissue.
After already undergoing 8 surgical procedures, Hong Jia-yi's condition is still unstable. Facing the chance of a further possible amputation, he is currently the most critical patient in the hospital. His wife and their 3-month-old son also suffered injuries and are in the hospital.
His child doesn't have anyone to care for him. He can receive better care here at the hospital, so he is also staying here for now.
Also waiting for a miracle are the Zhen sisters. They were both successfully rescued after the quake, but their parents remain unaccounted for. They have so far declined to accept any donations.
I just want them to save my mom. The money can go to someone else in need.
Helping those in need while maintaining a positive outlook. These family members are encouraging other disaster victims to do the same, as they hope to see their family members as soon as possible.
The recent earthquake that rocked southern Taiwan not only rallied Tzu Chi volunteers across the island to mobilize, but also urged one volunteer from China, Zhao Ming, to offer his assistance. Zhao originally planned to spend the Chinese New Year in Hualien alongside Master Zheng Yan. He changed his plans in order to dedicate himself to disaster relief.
These words of comfort come from Tzu Chi volunteer Zhao Ming, who is from Shanghai, China. He was originally heading to Hualien to spend the Chinese New Year at the Jingse abode.
This is the first time I've encountered a disaster of this kind. I don't have any disaster relief experience, but I just follow along what the more experienced volunteers have been doing.
Looking at their broken home and thinking of their loved ones who are still stuck in the building, this disaster survivor could no longer keep his emotions at bay. Zhao Ming and other volunteers accompany survivors such as this one and comfort them.
We are bringing Master Zheng Yan's love and care to the disaster survivors. We can hug them, comfort them, and give them a cup of water to put their minds at ease.
Zhao Ming has traveled to Taiwan to learn more about Tzu Chi, and through this experience, he has felt the real compassion behind Tzu Chi's disaster relief efforts.
While the search and rescue work continues, many people have been doing their share to support the rescue workers. A drip coffee manufacturer has been providing hot coffee to rescue workers and volunteers since the day after the massive earthquake occurred.
Upon getting the order, volunteers have been making coffee non-stop. While search and rescue work continues at Weiguan Building, a drip coffee manufacturer has been providing hot coffee to the rescue workers since February 7.
We feel for those affected by this disaster in Tainan. The firefighters, rescue team workers, and other volunteers have been working non-stop. So we want to deliver hot coffee into their hands. Since my company manufactures coffee, I thought we could help provide coffee to lift their spirits, especially when they get tired in the evenings.
Once the coffee is ready, some young people quickly deliver them to the rescue workers. Among the volunteers is Wang Yucan, who lives near Weiguan Building.
I learned from the news how serious the situation is. I came over since I live nearby. Then I saw how busy the Tzu Chi uncles and aunts were, so I decided to help out.
I learned that they need help in the aftermath of the quake, so I came. I hope they can take care of themselves while rescuing the survivors.
Another volunteer, Zhen Limei, has come all the way from Taichung, hoping to do her share to help the quake victims.
Whenever disasters strike, I can see on TV how Tzu Chi sisters are always on the front line. So I thought I can also come to help.
Enjoying the bitter taste of the hot coffee, the rescue workers feel sweet and warm.
Thank you for supporting us. Thank you very much. I feel very warm. Thank you.
Members of the Coast Guard stationed in Keelung, Sha Wan area are not only guarding Taiwan's shores, they also regularly make rounds to look after local residents in the neighborhood. In 2012, the local borough head began a program that asked Coast Guard members to visit solitary seniors in the community. Now the servicemen make it their duty to regularly deliver meals and check on the health of the seniors.
The 80-year-old Ms. Zhang happily welcomes the borough head along with the Keelung Coast Guard patrolman. She was informed earlier that a medical officer will be accompanying them today. She hurries to tell them all about how she has been doing.
The pain relief patches have anti-inflammatories in them. If you're always using these, it's bad for the liver. Not good for the liver. Don't leave them on for too long. You should take a break from using them. Otherwise, when you wear them too long, you'll get a rash. Your skin will itch if you leave them on. You'll get a rash. It's going to itch.
Hearing the sincere advice from the doctor makes Miss Zhang happy. Every time the servicemen come to visit, it's like seeing her own children.
炭烧啦，咱炭烧食啦。哦，安尼好啦。嘿，啊，你其他迄，阮来甲你斗3工啦，甲你帮忙。嘿，啊，你炭烧食饭啦。炭烧啦。嘿啊。感恩啦。袂啦，应该啦，袂啦，你也保重诶。
After protecting the coasts, looking after their community is one of the most important duties of these servicemen. Since 2012, Coast Guard members have been using their spare time to look after lonely seniors in their communities.
In order to give back to the local community, we want to look after the households that need some help, and also check in regularly with elder folks who are living alone. The servicemen deliver warm meals to them each day.
Mr. Chan lives alone. Due to a stroke, it is difficult for him to get around. He's also suffering from diabetes. The medical officer carefully examines his medications.
You need to take this medicine according to schedule. You can't take it sometimes and then forget other times. This controls your blood sugar. If you don't control it, then you might suddenly faint.
Crossing through the alleys, the group meets an elderly lady with cataracts waiting in front of her home to welcome them.
便当啊，才有一挂果子啊。够紧张诶，我放在内底好啊。嘿，对吧？好啊。
炭烧啦，嘿啊。
互恁照顾。多谢恁咯。
No matter the day or the weather, these Coast Guard servicemen are committed to looking after their community. Here in Keelung Sha Wan community, caring for the elderly has become a tradition.
During the Chinese New Year, Tzu Chi volunteers in Fuding took some time out of their busy schedule to visit care recipients, bring some gifts to warm their hearts. Meanwhile, on the first day of the Year of the Monkey, a group of volunteers and the superintendent of Fuding Hospital went bedside to bedside visiting patients to spread some holiday joy.
Bringing carnations and small charm gifts, Tzu Chi volunteers and Fuding Hospital Superintendent Li Guixing visit patients on the first day of the Year of the Monkey.
No one wants to be hospitalized during the Chinese New Year. By visiting them, we can spread our warmth to the patients and in turn bridge the gap of doctor-patient relationship. Even though I'm here at the hospital during the Chinese New Year, it's nice to have so many people visiting me.
Besides patients who couldn't go home in time for the Chinese New Year holiday, there are a few Fuding doctors who remained at their post.
It's a good start to the new year. Our hearts are much happier, as well as our patients. This helps them to recover faster.
Though we aren't with our parents, but with the care of our co-workers, superiors, and other medical staff members during the Chinese holiday, we're still enjoying this festive time.
In the spirit of spreading some holiday joy, Fuding Tzu Chi volunteers visit care recipients with gifts in hand.
The master is in Taiwan. She can't make it. She cares for you very much and wishes you to have a good New Year. We're here on her behalf.
Volunteers help care recipient children put on new clothes, hang up spring couplets to add to the Chinese New Year holiday spirit. Before the volunteers leave, Zhang Yaoyou hurries to hand over a gift.
他是每天1把米啦，
哦，省下1把米啊。
对，每天省下1把米给帮助有需要的人，感恩你。
I didn't know how to give back, so I just learned to copy what Tzu Chi volunteers do. I finally know that giving is the best gift of all.
Those who have the ability to give are the most blessed in life. When care recipients give of their love, they not only relish in the joy of giving, but also add to their own blessings in life.
In our next report, we meet an elderly Tzu Chi volunteer in Malaysia who remains committed to serving despite her old age and illness. 79-year-old Huang Gui-en has been volunteering with Tzu Chi for 20 years and continues to do so even after discovering she has a stomach tumor 3 years ago.
Every day, the first thing I do after I wake up is to greet Master and thank Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for giving me another day to live and serve.
Fan Yueyin has been a Tzu Chi volunteer in Sangye patterning Kedah for 20 years. She has seen past many things. So, even though she has been having a tumor in her stomach for 3 years, she still seizes time to do Tzu Chi's work.
I have been undaunted by my illness because in this big family of Tzu Chi, the love and care and best wishes from every fellow volunteer gives me strength and encourages me to carry on.
She is loved because she gives love first. Since 1996, she and her husband have started to do Tzu Chi's work and used their home as a gathering place. Be it recruiting new volunteers doing recycling or holding a study group, a charity sale, or even a year-end blessing ceremony, they did everything there. Fan used to be a teacher and has many students. After retirement, she dedicates her life to Tzu Chi's work and continues to form good affinities with people.
She is like a magnet. Wherever she is, she's able to bring everyone together. I think that's why volunteers in Sangye Patani are so close to one another, because we have an exemplar to look up to. She's truly a role model.
Fan is 79 years old. Though aged and ill, she still lives at peace with her illness and continues to serve.
Also in Malaysia, in 2016, when Tzu Chi went to visit the homes of scholarship recipients, they discovered that some homes lack even a table and chair for the children to use when doing homework. Tzu Chi volunteers then sought out a local furniture company to help provide needed furniture.
These boxes contain an unassembled table and chairs. Tzu Chi volunteers are helping to move them from the first floor to the fourth floor. It's a taxing job, but volunteer Choi Suk Bing is determined to see these students succeed in their studies.
I remember coming to visit her on a home visitation and seeing the state of her home. She didn't have much furniture at home, and since my company makes dinner tables and chairs, I knew I had to see what I could do.
The furniture has been provided thanks to sponsors, and volunteers will do the work of putting it together. It sounds simple enough, but it's easier said than done.
We had put it together wrong. The height was uneven. If we don't get it right, then it's not going to be comfortable to sit in. Don't worry, we'll get it right.
Okay, good.
Despite the difficulty, after an hour, everything is assembled. The previously empty home seems just a bit warmer with the new furniture.
Now I can do my homework. It'll be easier to focus, and I won't have to sit on the floor.
Society.
You're all showing up like this to help. I'm really so happy. Thank you all so much.
Saya happy lah.
Volunteers also spread a little love and goodwill to this house as well. The mother of this scholarship recipient works long hours and is unable to properly take care of the home, and her 4 children don't have the proper environment to focus on their studies.
Although this house may not be rich, the children are filial and they work hard. You can tell when you see the family. We just want to give them a better environment to pursue education as they grow up.
You're really so kind to us. I appreciate it a lot.
Thanks to the love that springs from empathy, these volunteers are doing what they can to help these students in their studies, which we hope will lead to a bright future.
In the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers in California have been sending volumes of Jingsi aphorisms to prisons for inmates. After reading these words of wisdom, many inmates reflect upon themselves. Among them is Tom Bogdan, who was once resentful because his mother abandoned him. After coming across Jingsi aphorisms, he decided to let go of his resentment, and upon his release, he reunited with his mother.
I was ashamed to tell people I had ever been in prison. You know, even the guards used to say, "What are you in here for, Bogdan? You don't look like an inmate." And I told them, they go, "Oh, man."
Tom, when he came, I remember that day, his mother brought him and she said, "I can't handle him. I don't know what to do with him, and I've heard you can take care of him." So he came here.
So I always though had that anger about my family abandoning me, right? That you always felt like a broken toy, you know, in a group, 8 children, 6 girls and 2 boys, and never went on welfare, and I worked hard, and I'm pretty proud of that.
So us kids are at home, and he's just sending home money to follow a Grateful Dead show. That's priorities are a little, even though he was making money, it wasn't the right way,
I had some pot plants, and so I was experimenting with the medical side of it. They had an arrest warrant for a neighbor of mine. They came to the wrong address.
Big guns, he's sitting in the chair, they've got us separated, and then it's all kind of blurs to the end,
They'd give you a bag that says what prison you're going to, and they said, you're going to Folsom. I'd been there 6 months, not one person had gone to Folsom, because they call Folsom the end of the line, like that. But when I went to prison, my kids, it broke a tie with us, and I ended up doing 6 years.
During the training session, Sister Jessica Su, she had a session talking about the Jingsi aphorism into prisons. Tom got really emotional, heard about the program.
Because I lived in that shame of being an inmate. And when I had to tell everyone in Tzu Chi, like I said, it was really and then I go, that shouldn't matter.
They start to reach out to us, sending a letter. That's always how it starts. They need that guidance. So for us to respond it's just a human duty.
I have so far, I have written over 400 letters.
I think I've written over 20 of them, yes.
Oh, God, I didn't. I have to say 1,000.
He is more devoted than any of the volunteers in Fresno here. If not the most, he's one of the most devoted volunteers.
I think about my life, and I don't know how it ended up in one lifetime, but I made a point to go find my mom and forgive her, because I realized the anger I was harboring in that was killing me. I'm having my first Thanksgiving with my mom in 50 years this Thanksgiving. But when I read and most of the inmates write back and say, I reached out to my mom, and she actually wrote me back. Those are the letters that just really just get me. It's like, yes. Thanks,
you guys have fun. I got the number.
In Sri Lanka, local Tzu Chi volunteers recently held year-end blessing ceremonies in Colombo and Hambantota, respectively. During the ceremonies, many residents who have received Tzu Chi's assistance in the aftermath of the 2004 Southeast Asian tsunami have come with few coin banks to donate. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching us. See you next week.